I'm an Australian living in Belarus, and I recently made a video about the impact of sanctions here. And I spoke mainly about some basic food items and general levels, 15, 20%, and et cetera, et cetera. Today I want to dig a bit deeper and just give you a couple of examples of how they can impact on you in a very practical way. So one example is a good friend of mine is currently in Poland. He's just there for, I think, 2 weeks. And he is in Warsaw. So Minsk and Warsaw are pretty close, right? It's a few hundred kilometers apart. It would take probably just a few hours to drive, or maybe on a plane, kind of 45 minutes or whatever. So he's pretty keen to come over and visit. And that would be lovely, of course, to have a friend from Australia come and visit me here. But I'm like, mate, it's not easy to get in, because the EU's kind of locked off there. So you can't just fly from Warsaw to Minsk, right? And it's like, if you catch the bus from Warsaw to Minsk, they won't let you cross. I've known 2 Australian guys in the last couple of months who've tried to cross the border, Poland, Belarus, and they're just turned away by the Polish guards. One going north, one going south. So it looks like they're not going to let you in. And I heard from an American friend of mine that there's some formal policy now about not letting Americans cross the border to or from Belarus, from Poland, right? So that's a problem. All right. Option C, well, you can get either a bus, train, or maybe a plane over to Vilnius and then get the bus across from Vilnius to Minsk. That could be a possible option as well. However, you can't, because you can only, if you haven't got a visa, which he doesn't, he'll just come in on a visa-free tourist 30-day thing. That means that he has to come in by the airport, right? So he can't cross the land. I can cross land because I have a visa. He, as a tourist, won't have one. So there goes that idea. So you've got to fly into Minsk International Airport. Well, how do you do that? You've got to fly through Belviair. Belviair is the Belarusian airline. They fly to a few places. You could go to maybe return from Istanbul, maybe Yerevan, maybe Tbilisi. Some options. A few problems there. One, the price is very high because they're now a monopoly. And if you just think about it geographically, if they're going from Istanbul to Minsk, what should be a 2-hour flight is about a 6-hour flight, because they can't go straight up because of the EU. They can't kind of bend around a bit to the east because Ukraine's there. So they've got to kind of like go right around like that. It ends up being like a 6-hour flight, which is a considerable time. So he could book one of these, but we were looking online, and it's like, geez, you can get in okay, but because it's summer and people are going on holidays, there's a lack of flights on the way out. So not like a flight, but lack of chairs and seats on those flights. And we couldn't get him back out again within the 2 weeks, right? So literally we couldn't get him in and out. It wasn't possible to do that. So it's a bit of a bummer. Look, it's not that much of a drama. You live, right, whatever. But it's kind of a pain to have that happen. Second example. You notice that I'm nice and far away, right? Check that out. Because I've got a selfie stick, right? I bought a really funky one. Now, I used to have a great one, and then I left it somewhere in India. I don't know where. So I came back to Minsk, and you may notice a lot of my videos are up like this because I'm holding the damn camera because I didn't buy a selfie stick yet. Because I went to buy a selfie stick here. Guess how much? Oh my goodness, for a basic, cheap, what should be $5 selfie stick, they were charging 60 rubles. Now, this is around 25 US dollars. I'm like, first of all, it's not good enough for what I need to do. Second of all, for 25 bucks, I don't think so, mate. Like, I'm pretty sure I can get off Alibaba for $3, right? But I don't want to wait a month, so I don't know how long it's going to take them to try it here. So, and plus, I want a better one. I want like a good tripod one that kind of, a bit funky, does some extra stuff. Where do I even go for that? It's going to cost well over 100 rubles, which is getting up towards 40, 50 US dollars for what's just a flimsy bit of plastic, right? So I'm like, okay, what are my options? And I thought, Wildberries. Wildberries is the Russian equivalent of Amazon or eBay or Alibaba or what have you. I'm like, perfect. This is what I'll do. So I'll go into Wildberries, navigating through everything, cool, find myself a brilliant selfie stick for a tenner, 10 USD. Wonderful selfie stick, tripod, great little kind of stuff to go with it that really helps you when you're filming. Get to the bottom, put my card details in, everything's cool, but suddenly it's not cool because it won't take my payment because, of course, Visa and MasterCard don't work across the border. I forgot, Wildberries is Russian, it's not Belarusian. It's like, okay. Well, then I thought, there's a mir card, right? Mir is just a Russian word for, well, it means a few things, but world is one of them. In this context, it's world. So there's a world card you can get that links together Belarus and Russia. So I'll be able to get that card and then pay for this $10 selfie stick. And I'm like, all right, this is already quite an exercise, right? It's a selfie stick, man. It's a selfie stick, right? Let's put this into context. All right, what do? I'm not going to go to the bank, open an account. There's another paper trail on me, blah, blah, blah. Not good, right? I don't want this, right? So what do? I'm like, I need someone I know who has a Russian card, right? So I racked my brain. I was like, actually, I know a few people who probably have a Russian card. So I got one of them to order it for me. But of course, with Wildberries, you don't get it delivered to your door, but there's little like shopping drop-off places and like little shops that you walk into and your delivery's there, right? Maybe one every kilometre or something. But of course, she has to go get it for me because it's under her name. That's a pain. So she's got to go get it. Then she takes it to her work. Then I've got to go to her work at some stage and get it, which I've obviously done now because this beautiful thing that I'm using is from Wildberries and it's wonderful. So you see these little things, right? Just makes life complicated. And I've got countless other examples I can give you, but they kind of add up and they're just like, oh man, I'm just trying to buy something simple here. So things can get annoying. Now, in saying that, there's really no shortages here of basic goods or anything like that. But when it does come to imported stuff, things can get a bit tricky. Now, of course, this will probably change, hopefully, in the near future. But for now, there's a lot of these kind of hard luck stories of just like, oh man, my mate's just there, 300 meters, 300 kilometers away. Just come over, but he can't, right? And I just want to get a selfie stick for Christ's sake, and I can't. So these things are annoying. But anyway. So I just wanted to give you some real life examples of how things are here, as opposed to the broad brush, 15% inflation, blah, 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 blah. So these are the practical things you got to work around that you're probably not used to. I hope you enjoyed that video. Luckily, I have many more of them because, of course, I do live here at the moment. So if you want to know more things about what life is like here in Belarus from a Westerner's perspective, feel free to check out some of my other videos. If you enjoy them, do consider subscribing to my channel.